Recording.
Hey sir, how are you?
How are you?
I'm doing well. Doing all right?
Do you mind if I just start my camera?
That's fine. My camera's going as well.
All right, good. What's your name and badge number before we get started?
Hey, it's Trooper Jones with
And
the West Virginia
please,
State.
can you step back?
Hey, first of all, let's get something. Your name, sir?
Tugga.
Your real name?
I don't have to give that to you.
All right.
I haven't broken any laws, have
Okay.
I?
Yes, sir. Actually, this is federal property. It doesn't.
No,
it
that's
isn't.
federal property. This is a public road.
No, sir. You're parked on that side of the road.
No, no. See the fence right there?
Again, sir. Would you
This
let me?
is an easement.
Would you call me? Would you allow me to
This is
explain?
an easement, sir.
Would you allow me to explain?
I'm allowed to park alongside the road when my vehicle breaks down, right?
Okay. Is your vehicle broke down?
Certainly is.
Do you need a tow truck?
No, sir, I don't. It's overheated.
Okay. Again, like I said, this is federal
an
property.
easement.
Everything on this side.
No, sir,
is,
that's wrong. You're incorrect.
No, sir, it's not.
You're incorrect.
But again,
this is called an easement. You have 15 feet from the center of the road for people to walk, right?
no, sir, it's not.
Yes,
right.
sir. There is no sidewalk here.
It's not the way it works.
You're wrong, sir. I'm telling you. I've done this all over the state. I've done this all over the country. There's an easement.
I'm sure that you.
There's an easement. That is not federal property. See the fence? It says do not trespass.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Hey,
it doesn't say do not trespass here.
First of all, calm down.
You see that?
Hey, Trooper Beggs, go talk to them. Ask
Do you
them how
see
many
that?
times they've asked him to leave
Do you see that?
and go from there. I can see. I can see the fence.
That is do not trespass.
Yes, sir. But again, all this in front of this.
No. He's telling me not to film. He said I can stand here.
Yeah, you can stand here. There's no what you're filming. There's no issue with that.
Right.
We're trying to get to the bottom of it to make sure there's nothing else
This is
going
an
on.
easement.
Yeah.
This is public property.
Like I said, what I'm trying to get at, okay, if you would sit and just calm down a minute. I'm
Okay.
sure that you've gone around the state, you've had other incidents
I've been
with
doing
officers,
this
those
for a
states.
very, very long time.
Okay.
I've filmed federal buildings. I've filmed prisons.
There's no law against that.
That's
okay.
that's exactly right.
What we're trying to figure out is if there's a trespassing complaint.
No.
Okay. There's no
See that
issues.
trespassing sign right there, not fence?
Yes.
Is
yes.
there one here?
Like I said, the property line runs all the way over to the
Do
roadway.
they have? Is this their property right here?
Yes, sir.
No,
if
sir,
it's
it
federal
isn't.
prison.
It's an easement.
No, sir. It's not
No,
the
no,
way that works.
This is state property right here.
Yes. This is federal property. Okay.
That's federal property right there.
As soon as you come up the road here,
I've already checked
everything,
the GIS survey.
everything on this
I
side is
checked the
federal property.
GIS survey.
Everything on this
I have
is.
checked the GIS. I don't do this without making sure that this is public property and where not to go.
Would you allow me to explain it?
Certainly.
Okay. Again, we're trying to see if there's a trespassing complaint. But you're getting excited over nothing. You're trying to goat somebody into trying to violate your rights so you can sue.
See, there you go.
This isn't my first rodeo
There
with
you
incidents
go.
like this.
You're
okay?
assuming again, aren't you?
Just like you're assuming that I'm here to arrest you or do something like that.
Well, you
this
are,
is
because that's their property right there.
actually all this in front of
It
is
is
their
not.
property. That mountain right there is their property.
It is not. That's
It is.
ridiculous.
It is.
That's the most
Again-
ridiculous. Come on, dude. You're gonna be you're gonna be laugh. They're gonna laugh at that one. Oh my gosh.
if that's-
Can you say that again? Can you say
Again,
that mountain over there is?
Yes,
is,
everything up here is federal property on this side of the road.
No.
Not on this side.
No, listen here. Listen. There's at least a 15-foot.
It's not a 15-foot
Yeah,
easement.
15 or
It's-
25, depending on what size of the road is.
Okay, if you've done the
If
research,
I'm
it's 15 or
jogging,
25.
or if I'm riding my bicycle, the government has to provide a walkway, correct, or an emergency pull-off.
And that's what the roadway's for.
Well,
There's no
here.
There's no bicycle lanes here.
That's right. That's why you have to walk on the easement.
So again, like I said,
If the government put a bicycle lane in here, it'd be different, or a sidewalk.
like I said,
Otherwise, I can't walk on the road because it's illegal. I
No,
have to
there's no law against
Sure
walking on the
there is.
road. No, there's not. You
Okay,
have to
then.
yield. Did you took your driver's handbook, right? You took your driving test. I'm sure in the driving book it says you
I'm
have to yield.
55 years old, man.
Then you know you have to yield to pedestrians. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, so if I'm walking on the road like
What?
this, that's yielding to pedestrians.
You have to walk on the easement.
Again,
Otherwise, you can get a ticket for walking in the road.
that's only if a sidewalk is provided for you. Okay.
There is no sidewalk provided. So I'll have to
Exactly.
walk
So
here.
there wouldn't be a citation there. Okay.
All right.
So again, what we're trying to figure out is if there's a trespassing complaint. Do you understand that? There's no law against you filming
Listen,
or anything
if
like
you
that.
tell me under threat of arrest,
Did I say that? I never said that.
Listen,
we're here
let's just cut to the
I'm
chase.
investigating a trespassing complaint. Okay, that's what we're trying to
Listen.
figure out here. So, like I said, you video,
Let me
there's
tell
no
you.
issue with that, okay? But right now, we're here to investigate.
You are threatening me that you're going to arrest me for trespass.
I never said
I
that.
will leave, and I will take this up in court, in a civil court, with you and the government.
And again, that's what we're getting to.
No,
again,
these
what
are
I'm
the
saying.
last resorts we have to use when we want to do an investigation on a prison.
No, sir. The
I'm
investigation.
I'm an investigative journalist.
Do you have your ID on you? Do you have your investigative?
Do you need a ID for First Amendment speech?
No, sir. But if you're,
it's the same thing. The press is the First Amendment, dude.
Yes, but normally with the press and everything, they have IDs,
that's
right?
That's mainstream media. That's not press.
No, that isn't, sir.
Yes,
Anytime
sir,
that you have to show ID. You have to show ID when you go to public things. You do, because I've worked.
What government entity issues the press pass?
Again, sir, I'm trying to decide whether or not you're trespassing or not.
I'm an investigative journalist doing a story on this jail.
Okay, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Have you set up appointments to talk to anybody
Don't
or
have
anything?
to. That's why we have the First Amendment right to the press.
Yes, exactly. But
Just
if you're
like
going
we
to
have the
speak
right
to somebody,
say fuck you if we want to. Not saying you.
Yes, I understand
right?
that. But do you understand? I'm here to.
I don't need a license to film.
No,
filming is not illegal.
I'm not
investigating and disseminating information as the press. Do not need a press pass.
No, sir. There's no law against filming.
Of course not.
So again,
so now,
I'm asking
you asked me for a press pass, and I am not going to give it to you because I don't need one.
Did I? Okay, you don't have to give it to me. Again, how did?
So, let's break it down.
Again, we're here on a trespassing
I got other
complaint.
places to be. I got other places to film. So if you're going to threaten to trespass me,
again, we're here to investigate. So again, I'll need to see your driver's license.
I did not break any law.
First of all, let me break something down for you. Under the state of
West Virginia, break any law.
Under the state of West Virginia, I can just not ask you.
That's not true.
It is.
You have to have reasonable, articulable suspicion
a trespassing.
to ask for. Listen,
we're here to investigate a trespassing
complaint. The civil rights attorney is John Bryan.
I'm very familiar with Mr. Bryan.
Okay, John's my attorney.
Okay,
so
good.
if you want to root around with John for a while, he'll take you to task.
That's fine. Again, I'm going to ask you for your driver's license.
I don't have it on me right now.
What? Can you tell me what your name and date of birth is, please?
I did not commit a crime.
Again, this is an investigation.
I am allowed to leave. Once ordered to leave by a law enforcement officer.
They asked you to leave early, is that correct?
I'm leaving now.
No, sir, you're not until you're identified.
All right, I'm just going to sit here and remain silent.
All right, sir. Go ahead and put your hands behind your back. You're under arrest for obstructing.
Do you want me to give you your license?
Sir,
I will give you my license.
No, sir. Please put your hands behind your back.
It's in the car.
Please behind your back. Put your other hand back here, please. See your cuffs? He's a bigger guy. I don't want his...
Thank you.
I don't want him. Also take his GoPro and his phone. That's going to be taken as evidence. We'll get a search warrant for it as well. Is that too tight? No.
Yes, it is.
I'll adjust them and I'll lock them down on you, okay?
My license is in my car. If you would let me get it.
We're past this, sir. I tried to explain to you. We're trying to decide on what a trespassing.
You have to leave me go.
No, sir. It's too late by this.
In order to leave, I have to leave.
I didn't give you an order to leave.
That's right. You haven't given me an order to leave yet.
No, you didn't. This is an investigation. You're under.
No, see, I have to be warned to leave first by you.
No,
and then once you
that's not the way that works.
Once you see, yes, it is.
You see these? You see this CO right here?
They didn't tell me to leave. They told me not to film.
These are the. There's no law against filming.
That's what I'm saying.
There's no law.
This is ridiculous.
Is one of y'all Willis?
Listen.
Who was Willis? I talked to on the phone.
They never told me that I had to leave.
Go ahead and.
They never told me I had to leave.
Like I said, that will be.
They told me to stop filming.
Well, like I said, and I asked you for your ID. And anytime there's an investigation,
they never.
You have to identify. Okay.
Let me give you.
Mr. Bryant will be able to tell you
all
about this.
Let me listen. In order to trespass, arrest
somebody. You're not being arrested for trespassing.
What am I being arrested for?
Obstructing, failure to identify when I asked for your driver's license.
No. You have to fucking have a crime first.
And that's what we was trying to identify.
You didn't get to the trespassing part.
Exactly, because you wouldn't allow us.
Well, you can't give me. You have to give me a warning to leave first.
No, sir. You're not being charged with trespassing.
Yes.
Not being charged with trespassing.
What am I being trespassed with?
You're not being charged with trespassing. You're being charged with obstructing.
Obstructing what? What crime?
Obstructing an officer by failure to identify.
A failure to identify is a secondary charge.
Take that off, sir.
You have to have a primary charge first. You have to have a primary charge first.
In the state of West Virginia,
you cannot.
Do you want me to talk or do you want to keep doing?
Well, the thing is I haven't been warned to go yet.
In the state of West Virginia, anytime there's a criminal investigation, you have to identify yourself when a police officer. Okay. There's Supreme Court law on that.
There is Supreme Court law on
So walk over to my car.
Thank you for putting handcuffs on, Luke.
Yeah, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to tie them and make sure they don't fight down
Can
on
you get my wallet? I need bail money.
I will.
It's in my vehicle.
You got my keys, Troop?
And lock my vehicle up, please.
Your vehicle is actually going to be towed because we can't leave it here if something happens to it.
Give me my wallet.
We will be,
Give
we'll
me
be
my
held liable
wallet.
for it, okay? You bring my cuffs, sir.
You have to give a person an opportunity to leave.
You're not being charged with trespassing. I've already explained that to you.
You have to let me leave before you detain and arrest. You have to give me that opportunity.
I asked you twice for your ID.
You asked me for my ID. You did not tell me to leave.
Grab there. Like I said, you can talk to Mr. Bryant, and if you feel like you've been wrong, then he can file his paperwork in court, and we can go from there, and you have your day in court, okay?
You will too.
Good. It's up there on the top. Right there. It's about y'all's fault. Like I said, he's been doing this for a little bit, so.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, that's no problem. Who was Willis that I was speaking to?
He's in the car right there.
He's in the car here. Let me go talk to him. Go ahead and have K&D come up and run his driver's license. I also need a triple I on him as well. You Willis? Okay. Come back here so I can talk to you real quick, okay? All right, here. I talked to you on the phone. We were dealing with a sex offender registration. You called and you said you had somebody up here that was trespassing, and you had asked to leave on the phone. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. If you could just, from start to finish, tell me what happened, how it started,
Okay.
and what you did.
Sure, absolutely. All right, so first got off notification from the operations lieutenant that there was a gentleman down
Okay.
there.
And then just to clarify,
Okay.
everything on this side of the road is federal property. Is that correct? Everything on this side, because we used to have a lease over here for hunting. All of this is state property.
Right.
So this doesn't have anything to do with the federal.
Right.
That's correct, right? Everything on this side, federal property, correct? Okay.
All right.
Go ahead.
All right, so he's sitting down there. He's got his camera up. I go down there, approach him because, like I said, I'm responding to someone who's filming.
Yeah.
He's outside of the perimeter. Asked the gentleman what he's doing. He says it's none of my fucking business.
Yeah.
You know, he's very combative, very argumentative. He says, you know, leave me alone. I don't have to say this, don't say that. I said,
Yeah.
sir, you can't film a federal correctional institution. You're on federal property. You need to
And
leave.
where was he at when you first came in contact with him?
Down at the bottom of the hill.
Was he on this side of the road, or was he on this? Was he on the side of the road where the institute was, or was he on?
He was like parallel. He's in the middle.
Okay.
Right, so at the time, he's got his tripod set up in front of his car. He's filming right
Okay.
first make contact.
Yeah.
And then, of course, he's being combative, argumentative. Notify operations lieutenant. Operations lieutenant comes down.
Okay.
Then he kind of starts. At one point, he comes over here, doesn't he? He comes over here to the side, like he's moving all about. So,
And the entire time was he on the property?
well,
Was you here as well?
Yes.
Okay. So he.
When I came down, he was right in the corner on our property.
Okay. So again, I spoke to him. Everything on this side of the road is federal property. That's the way it's always been understood. Because there was a lease over here, and this is state property on this side, right? So everything over here is federal property. Okay.
Is there any way?
Let me finish talking to him, and then I'll talk to you. Okay.
That's fine.
Okay. So what happened next?
So forth, when operations lieutenant responds,
Uh-huh.
he makes contact with the individual, gets the same response. The whole time the gentleman's being very argumentative, very combative. Then he starts moving his vehicle, moves his equipment, then he comes over here on the side. And at that time, his car is parked on the side of the road. He does
Okay.
step out.
Okay.
He begins filming again. Then he gets angry at that. Then he comes up here. We move here to monitor his activities.
Uh-huh.
He's on this side of the road again.
Okay. On y'all's property.
Right,
Still.
he's right over there. Then when y'all make contact, is of course the last location, and he's there.
Okay. Okay. Did you ever ask him to leave yourself?
Yes,
Okay. How many times?
like once. I asked him, like I said, when I first made contact, asked him what he's doing. Told me none of my business.
I know that you have a FCI McDowell cap on. Did you identify yourself as a FCI officer
Yes.
employed with the prison?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
And then I asked him to leave, and then that's when he was very, argumentative. That's when I called the lieutenant.
Okay.
And then we went from there.
All right. I will get your information in just a second, and then I'll talk to you real quick. Okay. He can come down here. Are you the lieutenant?
sir.
Okay. Can you tell me what happened from the time you got the call?
Time I got the call, came down here with Mr. Willis. He is on our corner of our property.
Okay.
He asked if I chewed, and I said, yes, sir. I said, can you please stop filming our institution? And I said, you can film anything else you want to. I have no problem with that. Just please do not film the inmates that we have right here.
Okay, but he was on FCI property when he was filming. Okay.
Right, so then he walks towards his car, which is now on the road.
Okay.
Okay, so then he starts, of course, threatening.
When you say threatening, what did he say?
Come on and touch me, I'll show you.
Okay.
I said, all right.
Okay.
He's got to
Yeah.
And so I'm just going to, you're combative, can you please leave?
Okay.
You're awful combative, you're cussing awful lot, can you please leave?
Okay.
And then he just starts coaching me, trying to get me together.
Oh.
So then he moves up here. We move in the field. He's trying to bait me on this road.
Yeah.
So I went on our property.
Okay.
And so asked him to leave 6 more times.
Okay.
He moves up, asked him to leave again, and then he gets
The entire time that he was on, you asked him to leave. It was all on this side of the road. It was all on FCI
And I told
property.
him he was on FCI property.
At any point in time, did he say his vehicle was broke down or anything like that? Did he ever say that he was having any mechanical issues?
No, sir.
He didn't say anything like that to
No,
you.
sir.
When he pulled out and moved from place to place, did you notice anything wrong with the vehicle? Did you making any smoke? Did you see any flames? Did you hear anything that would think he's having mechanical issues? Nothing like that. Okay. All right. I think that's all the questions I have. Just for future use, there's no law that we can enforce about him just filming the prison. I mean, if he was sitting on this side of the road, because again, this isn't federal property, he could sit here all day long and just and film, and there'd be nothing that we can do about it. As far as him being on your property, that's trespassing. He can't be there. He's asked to leave several times by you and also Willis. So he'll be charged with trespassing, asked to leave, and also obstructing.
So even if this is just a question, it's in our policy and in our Department of Justice BOP policy that they cannot film the inmates or our.
But just because it's a policy doesn't make it a law, though. You see what I'm saying?
I see what
There's
you're
nothing, yeah.
Okay.
Because we have
just making sure.
yeah, we have policies and stuff like that. But just because it's in our policy and we have to go by it, there's not a law for it. So like I said, if he was sitting on this side, he could have filmed all day long, and there's nothing that we could have charged him with. But since he was actually on his side, and then he refused to identify, that's the reason he is like he is. So we're gonna have a tow truck come pick his ride up. Since he's having mechanical issues, we can't leave it sitting there just in case an inmate would happen to hop the fence. That would be a way for them to escape. And then again, it's on y'all's property. You can have it removed. I'm just gonna get some information from you and from Willis, and then we'll be out of here. Okay?
I appreciate
Yes.
So in the future, if he comes back, I'm sorry, I'm a little fever. I'm not acting warden right now.
Okay. Ricky Jones.
They can only do something if he comes on the property.
Up on the property. If he's sitting over here, as long as he's not, people driving by and he's not screaming, threatening, or anything like that, and he's just sitting there and he's just videoing, there's really nothing you can do about that, because there's no law against that. Because technically over here is public property, but once you get on this side, that's y'all's property, and y'all have control over that and who does what and how they do it that way.